Hello everyone, welcome back to Southern Blessed Homestead. I'm Mac.
I'm Patti.
And today Patty's going to give a garden tour. I talked her into it and she agreed. We're finally getting a garden tour for Patti. Woohoo!
It's been a while, I know, but there ain't much been going on because we've had some distractions this year, some good reasons for being behind schedule. We're like 2 months behind schedule, but we had a beautiful addition to our family. Our son got married, so we have a beautiful new daughter-in-law, and then our oldest daughter had a new son, so we have a new grandson.
Our 5th grandson.
Yeah.
So we're hoping our new daughter-in-law will give us a
girl
daughter. Okay, here it goes. Here's a garden tour. Dun, 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 dun.
All right, here we go. This is the beginning of my garden, so to speak, that we have made the entrance of. Our new greenhouse came in handy. I started a lot of starts this year, what I could at the beginning. And I've got 2 green stalks that I'm still trying to fill stuff in. I'm going to put some more herbs and stuff. And I have this bad habit of finding volunteer plants in places and potting them up, and just in case somebody else wants them or if I need them. So right here I've got a bunch of wild cherry tomato plants, but I'll probably end up giving them away, or I don't know what I'm going to do with them. But anyway, I've got some herbs and some, this one's mostly my strawberries, which like I said, I haven't really had a whole lot of time since we've been gone. So it's had a handful here and there, but I haven't really taken care of them that much. And on here we've got some kale and a couple little things, but I'm going to fill this in with some more herbs soon. But that's just the beginning of it. And then I have my overgrown stuff out here, lilies and stuff, and we've got raspberries that need to be planted, and I've got one little tiny moringa tree that I need to see about potting up. Okay, I have a confession to make. I was with my daughter who lives here and my grandsons, and we decided to go to the local nursery because actually I was looking for some marigolds to put in the garden because I needed some. Anyway, it's the end of this growing season for greenhouses, so they had 50% off on some stuff. They had a limited variety of things. I never got any marigolds, but all these plants yelled at me and said they needed a new home. Help me. So I've got some purple basil and some more pepper plants. I've got cayenne and serrano and garden salsa and Big Bertha.
And the peppers are so big that they've already got peppers.
They're overgrown, so they needed a new home.
Patti,
anyway, I got some more thyme and some beautiful flowers that I'm going to put. They want full sun. And I got another rosemary. We had that Arctic blast that came through here and killed my 4 or 5-year-old rosemary bush that I had in the greenhouse even with a heater. Got some chamomile, some more little flowers, which I don't know what they're called. It's a calabrachoa.
Show this.
A cabaret. I don't know what it is. Anyway, they like full sun, it says, and some sage, chamomile. So I saved them.
Yeah.
And so they're gonna live happily with pollinators in my garden, hopefully.
You're a hero, Patti.
But anyway, here's the garden. I've got oregano and some other trees and Egyptian walking onions and different stuff. It looks like I'm growing a cat down there.
A wild cat.
Yeah. And that's another thing I have to prepare the garden for sometimes is the cat's getting in here. So I got some tansy, which is very good to, I think it's a repellent of some kind too. So I just mostly have it planted on the outside now because it will take over everywhere. I got comfrey and some herbs and flowers on the outsides. That is my goal, little by little, is building up the outer ring of the garden with beneficial things, herbs and flowers. And we've had some bad weather and some of them got knocked over. But I've got nasturtiums and borage and sunflowers and zinnias and some bee balm, all kinds of different things on the outside. I planted some carrots for pretty much only the first or second time I've ever grown carrots, and they're doing pretty good. I've got some Swiss chard in here too. And then on the trellises, I've got some, I think the tomatillos. I've just done a lot of this and I can't remember what I have. But I've got some tomatillos, which the bugs are starting to eat them up. It is the insect season right now. And on that side is some melons. I forget which ones. Over here's the tiger melons with some kale and Swiss chard. And I'm hoping that they'll grow over the trellis, under here I've just got some flowers and some little bit of plants that are still not grown. But on that side there is some Kajari melons with some more Swiss chard and spinach, I think that's in front of it. And there's a wild cherry plant, tomato plant that came up, and I'm not sure which kind it is. I've had several different cherry tomatoes plants over the years through this area. Sometimes they just pop up. I got a borage on the end over there. And that's my trellis area at the beginning. And like I said, I got more flowers and stuff along the sides.
Oh, what is that?
That is
That's the first time I've seen it bloom.
I know, it's a different kind of bee balm.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
I don't either.
I remember planting it. Came in one of my pots, but I don't remember. Originally, I'm not sure. I'm still weeding all the weeds that are on the outside too. But I just got little flowers here and there. This is in my pots here is more or less fertilized water that I plant. I am composting my enemies, as David the Good says. I throw my weeds in there and stuff, and it ferments, and then I use it to water and fertilize the garden.
It smells really bad.
Yeah, it can smell really bad.
And here, Patti got tired of waiting on me to build her bed, so she built her own.
Yeah. But this was already a made-up frame that I had somewhere, and then I've just propped up the wood around these other ones. But I just recently got in my pepper plants, so I have different pepper plants in these beds, and I'm still waiting to plant some more over there. I've got a sugar baby watermelon over here, and this one keeping them close to where I am most of the time, and because I had them on the other side of the garden and raccoons ate them all. So I've got forks around them to keep stuff. See if I can keep the cats out of here too. If you see funny looking things inside but around the plants, that's mostly to keep critters from digging my plants and stuff or going to the bathroom.
So those two boxes are there. They were already put together. We had them from somewhere else, so she set them there.
Just boards.
You didn't do that one? Okay.
No.
And then this one here, she just set it up. I already had these pre-cut, so she got the boards out and put the stakes up, leaned it up again. So I just need to come back and put a couple of screws in there and tighten it down.
Yeah. Yeah, all this was weeded area, and I was double digging and trying to get the good soil back in here. And Mac had burned out the weeds around here, and I was taking advantage of no weeds and decided to go ahead, and I needed to plant my plants, so I went ahead and did that.
It looks good. It looks really good. I like the layout over here with a cat.
No, I had something sticking in there.
The cats like to come out here and use her beds for her litter box.
Yeah, and I can tell I've got red ants all over in here too.
Oh, really?
Which ain't good.
Yeah.
I've got some basil, and these are a new pepper plant. I got them from Lippy, seeds from Lippy. I won it on one of Lippy's little giveaways. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Aji Fantasy Sweet, and then there's an Aji hot mystery something hot peppers. So they're supposed to be really good peppers and well known by some cooks, and chefs and stuff. So I'm hoping they grow, because I'd like to see what they are. Anyway, over here is still the weeded section.
Yeah, that's the next area. I've got a torch with the propane
but
dragon.
amongst if you don't look at that big area over here and in this little one right here, I do have some stuff. I think I have some squash in here, but oh, this is a butternut squash among my oxalis flowers. And in the front over there is nothing but weeds.
Oh, that's a flower.
Yes, that's a zinnia. I have volunteer zinnias everywhere.
Everywhere.
Mac knows a flower.
Yeah.
And I've got a couple tomato plants up here. I need to start
tying them up. Are they cherry tomatoes?
No, these are Battlelux. Battlelux, they're determinate.
Oh, and she's got these beautiful, I love these flowers over here.
Oh yeah, this is my little flower area in between these little white frames. This is echinacea.
That is so pretty, that flower right there.
And it has another name, but that's what I call it. And this is calla lilies. This was my daughter's that she had planted when she moved back here. And I'm spreading my echinacea all through here. And then I have some dwarf sunflowers in here. I still need to weed this area. This has got my Malabar spinach on the other side along with a bunch of weeds. But here's my comfrey, which I need to divide. I've been saying that now for a year. And I desperately need to do that. Okay, in one of my previous videos, I don't know if it was the last one or one before that, I was talking about the honeyberry that was out in our orchard, that it wasn't doing very well out there, and Patti said I could relocate it here so it could grow up on this wire trellis. I think it'd do a lot better, and it has. It is doing awesome. It's putting out leaves. It really likes it here. I filled the bottom of the hole up with rabbit fertilizer, and it's doing great. It's already putting out new leaves, and it's just doing really good, so I'm really happy with that. All right, amongst Mac's little bush he put in here, I've got a couple little things. The squash bugs have already found my squash, and I think this is a mystery squash because I found it in the yard and I planted it out here. I thought it was a Tahitian. I know there's tons of eggs here, and I have it, and these things are so pricky that I hadn't been out here. But anyway, I thought it was a Tahitian melon squash, but that is not what that is. So I have no idea what this is. Of course, they could have got cross-pollinated, but they've already killed 2 of the fruits off of it. Yeah, it's probably not going to live much longer. But and then I got 2 other mystery squash plants over here that I don't know what they are. I've got some tomatoes and my calendula, some little borage that's not doing all that great, and I think these are Rio Grande tomatoes, which are a paste tomato. And anyway, little things like that in here. I'm going to try to make some salve out of this calendula. It's doing really good. I didn't think it would because it doesn't like, I think calendula does better in cool temps, which that's why I put it back here, because this stays shaded a little bit longer than the rest of the garden. This is borage. I love it, and I've been trying to grow it for years. I don't think I've ever seen it bloom. That is beautiful. Oh, it's normally more brilliant, but it's kind of a dull color right now. But it does have quite a few blooms on it. Oh, there's a bee. Bumblebee. Yeah, we have mostly bumblebees. Yeah, but I'm going to redo some of these pots. I've got some thyme that I might take out of, 2 different kinds of thyme. I'm probably going to take out and put in my green stock. But I'm still revamping some of this. Used to be more of the herbs and stuff, seasoning herbs that I use. Yeah, so the
And that's your cilantro, isn't it? Man, that cilantro, oh, you can smell that all over the garden.
It has gone to seed because it does not like hot weather. And I've got some garden candy and some amaranth. I've got horehound, catnip, lemon balm, garlic chives, all different stuff in there. But, anyway, in these beds here, I just put in my pepper plants. Now you notice the white, that is just shredded paper that I put over newspaper to keep it moist. We used to do this years ago, and I quit doing it when I put these beds in, but because I was trying to put more plants in the beds instead of, but this bed stays so dry, and I know peppers like it dry and hot, but it was making me water it too often. So I'm going back to my old ways and seeing if this will help and maybe keep out the varmints from digging in here too. I was spread out some sprinkled cayenne powder everywhere to keep them from digging. But in the next beds I've got tomatoes. I did not do as many tomato plants as I have in the past. So instead of 100 to 60 plants, I probably got 20 at the most, I think, of tomato plants this year. I still did several varieties, but I only have like a couple plants of each one. And I left the cups out over there. I've got some more squash and some more peppers over there. I left the cups hoping that would deter. For the moment, I haven't been able to do anything but plant them. But
well, right after you planted, didn't it rain? It's been raining for the last couple of days. It's supposed to rain again tomorrow.
That don't mean nothing. The varmints coming.
We aren't complaining, but
no.
Boy,
oh, we went for like 3 weeks, almost a month with nothing, and then now
the past 2 days it's
rained an inch.
Tomorrow it's raining, so
you know it's an inch each day.
Yep. So we love it.
Yeah, I'm trying to put in some flowers. I've got some salvia, and I'm going to be putting in more flowers amongst things for the pollinators. The end of my spring is over there with the lettuces, and I'm trying to put more peppers in here. I got lettuce and kale, and then I had broccoli, and I just harvested my cabbage, which I only had about 4 or 5 heads, and they didn't get very big because I wasn't here to take care of them and stuff, and some of the bugs got to them. But basically these next couple rows are tomato plants and squash. I do have some cucumber amongst them. Yeah, I'm trying to plant things in different areas, and so this was beans last year, and this year I just put tomato plants in here with some garden candy, which is pineapple tomatillos. With my grandson, we call it garden candy. And yeah, these are all cherry tomato plants. I've got chocolate pear, yellow pear, black cherry, different ones. Then over here's some cucumbers, my Japanese long cucumbers, and some more tomatillos. And yep, just sprinkling flowers in here and there.
Okay, another thing, just like the honeyberry, I talked about my my last remaining little blueberry plant, because a year or so ago, a couple years ago, I planted like 18 in the garden, and something kept digging them up. They all died, and this one here I thought was dead. I watered it all last year. It was nothing but a twig, and so I finally dug it up and replanted it, and it is doing great. It's already putting out more stuff, and it's the best it's looked in a long time. So I've got some rabbit fertilizer in here, and man, it's doing great, and I'm happy. I'm gonna let it get real good and big in here before I transplant it again. So anyway, that's a little quick update on that.
Alrighty, the rest of this garden has been neglected still. I had not been able to weed it yet.
Yeah.
So all this is still a jungle.
Welcome to the jungle!
Yep, so this middle part is needing attention, and that's my next goal, so I'll be doing that. And I've got some winter squash and pumpkins and stuff like that I'm hoping to plant, but back here in the back is also a jungle. I keep trying to weed, and then it grows back because we've had some rain lately. But this is my onions, and they are done, pretty much done, and they did not get very big as we have in the last year.
Wow, those two on the end got
some
pretty
of them,
big, but
I mean, they're fairly good size, some of them.
Yeah, the last year was bigger, huh?
The majority of them are still small.
Yeah.
And
they didn't do very well this year.
No, I wasn't here to fertilize them and stuff. So, and then the jungle next to it is actually our potato and green bean patch, and amongst them is corn that we did not plant because that is what is left over from the pig manure that we used as fertilizer.
Yeah, the pigs digested it, and there we go.
No, the pigs didn't digest it.
Or they
pooped it out, and that's what it is.
Yep. Poop corn. We're growing some poop corn.
Yep. So looks like, oh, I do have some little tiny green beans coming.
Yeah.
Yep, I planted them in the middle, but the potato plants are just everywhere, and then there's grass and weeds growing. I've been coming out here picking the big, huge weeds out, but the grass is kind of taken over. But
and then that's going to be our sweet potato patch over there.
Yeah.
But it's been raining so much the last couple of days, I can't get in there to till it up. So it's just growing back to grass.
Yep. But basically, that is the garden this year. And maybe if we have another update in another month, whenever. Yeah, I'll have this middle section weeded and planted with some stuff, some winter things. I've got a bunch of older seeds that I'm just probably going to throw out there and see if they grow stuff. And I'd like to grow some pumpkins for my grandkids. So we'll see if that comes to fruition.
Hey, it looks better than the last, I think, update video that we did.
That's because
there was nothing planted and it was a whole lot weedier. So we have done quite an improvement.
Because of the lack of rain, the weeds actually died down.
Yeah.
And I did weed some of it, but I haven't been able to get in here and plant anything just yet. But this is right here's a bucket, and that'll tell you that's how much rain we've had just in the last couple days.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
Yeah, I was sitting here, but that's it. We're blessed and with what we have, and the Lord knows what we can handle. And so this is what we're doing, little by little. But thank you for following us and joining us on our little garden tour. And I hope you have a Southern blessed day.